What's going on, guys? We are at a temp star furnace. I'm changing a gas valve. Anyway, gas company came out. If you look right here, this system has been tagged out. They taped off our shut-off valve there, tagged it. They had a gas smell in the house, possibly a gas leak. We came out, looked at the system, and the gas valve was leaking, but it wasn't leaking at a fitting. Gas valve's leaking through. It's not lock and shut all the way when it's de-energized. It's allowing some gas to actually bleed through, which we're going to double check that. One of our other technicians came out and found it. I'm just coming back to put the valve in. But let's see how it goes and see what we find with this thing. Possibly should be able to get this done without having to do a whole lot. Got a union down here if I need to break that union to get this thing out. If I can break it loose down here under the bottom, the problem is it doesn't want to, trying to swing that thing around, it's going to hit the inducer, and obviously if there's no way to really swing that around, so I'm probably going to have to break that union right there to get that thing off. But anyway, they've got the gas shut off, and what I wanted to do real quick, just to see if it would give me, I mean, I'm going to replace it regardless, but I wanted to take my manometer and hook up to it, turn that gas back on, and see if it bleeds any pressure back through here. So evidently what they were saying, or what we found, was this gas valve's de-energized. We're running the air conditioner, but we're still getting some gas bleeding through back in here to our manifold piping, and that smell is getting into the house as it bleeds. I don't know how bad it is, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up to it real quick. I want to see if we actually get a pressure reading off of it when I turn that gas back on this side, however slight. We're going to have an incoming at this particular house probably at around 7 inches of water column. We're working with natural gas, and we'll see if I get a pressure change when I open that back up. I'm going to turn this on and see what happens. If it'll take a while to build up or not. So, not getting a rise in it. So let's verify that we do have inlet pressure here. Sometimes the gas company, when they come out, if there's a gas leak, they'll shut the meter off to the house. I'm pretty sure this particular house is going to have gas hot water heaters on it as well, probably a gas stove. It's a pretty nice house. But we're going to find out real quick. And you go out to check a gas leak, and then you got to pressurize the whole gas line, because the gas company, they're going to turn the meter off, which and then lock it out, and then you have to go pressure test the gas lines and take them apart and do all that. And it's, I mean, I can understand why they shut it off, but 0. Let's turn this on and see what happens. Okay, so we're running about 8.4, so they did leave the gas on to the house, so I should be able to get this thing out and go ahead and get the gas pressure set on it and not have to come back to reset the gas pressures. But anyway, stick that over there. We'll need that later. I don't know if I can smell anything or not. gas company did check, and they did say that it was bleeding gas back out of here than it was when our technician came out. And this has been a few days, so it may be closed now. It may be an intermittent problem, but they came down here with their detection equipment and said that's what it was. So we're going to change it out real quick. And I did not bring my drill with me, so we're going to do the old nut driver today. Actually, before I get those apart, I'm going to go ahead and get this union broken loose. Probably going to have to take this pipe out too, because it's so long that I'm not going to have an angle to kind of come up through here to get it out. So we're going to break the union and probably break that gas valve right there. Old-fashioned pipe wrenches. Had this set of pipe wrenches for years. No more often than I use them. I'm not buying a new set. They're not broke. They don't need to be fixed. Gas line off. Okay, I'm upside down so we can turn the other way. And I'm just breaking this union right here. As you can see, they're not there. And I'm going to go under the bottom, just bring it out here, and then when I get that off, then I can just pull this whole thing right up out of here, get the valve swapped out, and put it back in. Good old pimp star. I don't know if this is one we put in or not. About 2 years old. There's no screws. But I was just curious. I wasn't sure that if I hooked my manometer up when I turned all that on, if I would get any positive feedback over here, and how much pressure that would be to register. I don't know. It's just a light leak. It's sitting down here like that all the time. Eventually it's going to get mixed in, and it's going to get into the house when this blower's running. So we got our common. Stage 1. Stage 2. Ground. Up. good. Put them in. I do believe we put the system in. So I didn't look to see if our sticker was on the outboard either or not, but I believe we did. Alright, so now gas valve, I need to spin it this way. So put that on there. There may be a better tool for doing this. I'm just so used to using these old pipe wrenches. I know some people got big channel locks, or they'll use things like that. I've just always been accustomed to my pipe wrenches. So this is the factory fitting. Sometimes it's really tight, but here we go. So it's natural gas. So there's no LP kit. This that I'm going to have to deal with. The old one. I did make the mistake one time of putting my pipe wrenches over here and they slipped and snapped one of these orifices off. And that was fun. And I drove all the way back to the parts house. Luckily they had some orifices there. So you learn from your mistakes. I hadn't done that in a long time, but I was just thinking about it. Grabbing it with the pipe wrenches and I slipped, and these things will shear right off, and then you're really SOL at that point. So gas flow is this way. So this thing on here real good. This is some kind of sealant. It's really more of a lubricant than it is a sealant. 3 different things. Put that on. That manifold sits in there like that. In front of this gas valve facing me. See how many turns I can get out of this thing. Tighten it. Probably be done right. Yes, I see the tight already right there. About there. So I'm going to put that. Put in a gas valve and they turn the thing sideways when they put it in. You can't get to the fittings and all that. And try to get my gas valve somewhere close to the front at an angle at worst. You can always get your wrench in there and get your stuff in there and adjust it for whoever has to come back. I'll try when I do things to do it as if I was going to be the one coming back. So I want it to be as simple as possible to deal with on follow-up visits. Coming back to do a maintenance or something along those lines. So it is what it is. So this bottom. Back this way, so I'll be able to get it in. Once I get it in, I'm going to burners. And this doesn't have individual burners in it. Look right where I need it. Paint it up. Guys, don't put sealant on your fitting, yes, but don't. I've seen that. People on the union take a lot of this pipe dope and then they go painting it around the inside of the union. Don't do that. It is not necessary. It just makes a mess. There. Tighten this union up. We're in business. Let's keep those gas pressures set. Also, guys, when you're loosening or tightening your union, use a backup so you don't break a fitting loose somewhere. You don't have to tighten them real tight, just basically till it doesn't want to turn anymore. And then I'll give it one good one for the road. There we go. Gas pressure set on this thing. I usually take a rag, wipe off any of the excess around here. But anyway, this is my little sponge bottle. Everybody knows that. This thing greenish yellow. Leak fluid. Which I'll probably need to get a new bottle. It's about empty. But got the gas valve back on. Let's run these joints real quick. Make sure I don't have any leaks. Or fix a leak and then create another one in the process. So double check all that. No, I'm not going to leave that on there. Go back and wipe all that off as well. Everything is looking good. I'm not seeing any bubbles anywhere. Looks good. There. Let it sit for a couple of seconds. And no, I'm not cheating. The gas is turned back on. It's two-stage. Let's set this gas pressure. Look at this. You got 1.5 for first stage, 3.5 for second stage. Not typically. It's just me. We'll go 3.4. Just my thing. Just roll it a minute. So I'm not seeing any bubbles. This stuff off. Back it down. So I'm going to run first stage real quick. Look at this. Gas pressure set. Got the igniter on. And sometimes you get lucky. These things come out of the box pretty close, but yeah. So we're at 2. That needs to be at 1.5. So we'll set that back. To 1.5. So let's turn on second stage real quick. Second stage is coming in at 3.8. Get that tuned in. .46, 4.8, 4.7. So now I'm gonna go back to first stage. First stage is now at 1.41. So now I'm going to bring it back up to 1.5. These newer valves are real sensitive. You just give it a little bit of a turn and it'll go up a couple of points on you. So we're at 1.5. So let's go back to second stage. We are still at 3.46. That's why I'm going to leave it 3.45, 3.46, 47. I'll leave it right there. And that's it. And those jumpers out of there, let this thing cycle down, because that is it for that. And always remember to put your caps back on. Finished. And I know you guys are probably already out there waiting. You're thinking, yeah, always make sure you go back and tighten your access fittings where you're checking your pressure on your gas valve.